All right, this is making a scatter plot. So we've got a data table that has stretch that goes from 0 down to 1 meter, 3 trials of force, and then we already have our force, average force filled in. So I'm going to make a scatter plot that does average force versus stretch. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to highlight that whole thing, and I'm going to go to insert chart. And I've got stretch. It has a whole host of things. So here's what we're gonna do. We'll go to setup. It's set up for a column chart. I don't want that. I'm gonna do scatter plot down there. All right. So one thing I said in class one day was that if you only have horizontal lines on your scatter plot, you're doing it wrong. You also should have only one set of dots. So we're doing it wrong. So what we're going to do over here, I'm just going to check. It has A1 to E11. And if I go over here, A is my column for stretch. B, C, D, and E are all my forces. So, and then 11 is my lowest. So everything I highlighted, it put on my scatter plot. So what I'm going to do is I want to have stretch as my x-axis, and then I want to have, or my horizontal axis, and I want to have average force as my vertical axis. So over here where it says x-axis, I'll say add x-axis, and I've got stretch in meters, so I'll make it that. Now when I go down here, there's stretch, force, trial 1, trial 2, trial 3, and then average. I could delete all those except for average, or I could just remove all series and then add series, force, and done. Okay. You want to make sure use row 1 as headers is on there. It's okay if it's not, but then it just tells you A1 to A11. So when I click on that, it tells me stretch and force, which makes it easier for me. Use column A as labels. If you don't, then it ends up weird like this. So click that and make sure it looks like that. Okay, next we got to go to customize because we need to just fix the titles. So I'm going to go to customize and then chart and axis titles. Chart title is up, which is great. I'm going to title it the Y, the vertical axis first, force. Oops. And I'm going to put in parentheses newtons versus the horizontal axis, which is stretch, which should be measured in meters. Done. That's the chart title. Then horizontal axis, that was stretch. So you always want to put what it is and then the unit in parentheses. So stretch in meters, that pops up. Vertical axis is force in newtons. And that pops up. And you're done. If you need to ever add in a trend line, you go to series. You scroll down, it says trend line, great. And it says linear, super. I could put the equation for that on there. So I'll hit use equation. And now it gives me an equation, 8.81x plus 0.643. And that's it. That's all I got for you guys.